Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the last day of Vlogmas. I'm gonna try my hardest to get through this video without crying, but I guarantee you I will, so get ready for that. So I was trying to figure out what I could do for my last day of Vlogmas. I think the best video I honestly could make is looking back at my year, how I've changed, how I've grown, and all the people in it. And what I'm grateful for. And then every year after this year, I will do this exact video and see how I grow through the years and how my life will change for the better, for the worse, and just document it. Because when I was making this list of all the things I'm grateful for and like reviewing my past year, fuck, I'm already crying. There's been so many things that I've looked in the past year that I've captured all these special moments and memories in my life that a picture just cannot do justice. Without starting to bawl already, let's just get into the video. So we're gonna start out, and I wrote everything down because that's just how my brain works. I'm going to start with all the things that I'm grateful for, and then we will move into things that I've learned in this past year. So the things that I'm grateful for, the main one that I am so grateful for is my family. My brothers and my sister, they are the world to me, and they have helped me without even knowing it. They have helped me grow as a person, and especially this last year when I was looking through all the old footage of us going to Lake Superior, of Brian, my older brother, coming over and just helping me with mundane things like driving me around and just helping me do these videos. My younger brother and his girlfriend driving all the way, and Brian driving all the way down to, Elkhorn, Wisconsin to do that spooky season video with the Beast of Bray Road. Like, they didn't have to do that, but they did. I'm so grateful for them, and they don't even know it. In the past, when people have asked me if I had siblings and I tell them about, my brothers and my sister, the main question I always get is, do you guys get along? And I never understood that question until I got older and saw more of the world and how other families function. I realized that what we have is so very rare, and I honestly cherish the bond that's between all four of us. And we all are goofy and funny, and we like to laugh, and we're all very caring for each other in our own special ways. And I know they're watching this, and I just love you so much. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 2 is I am so thankful for my health. I'm just gonna keep this one real simple and sweet. I'm so proud of my own self for taking my health seriously and working out and sticking with it and just trying to be, as healthy as I possibly can and taking care of myself, because it's such a difficult thing for anybody to do. And the fact that I have stuck with it for 7 going on 8 years now, I wanted to give myself how proud I am of myself and how thankful I am for myself, because you guys, a lot of people don't realize how good we have it. Like, the fact that you are watching this video right now on a cell phone with functioning eyeballs and functioning hearing, you're lucky, because a lot of people in the world don't have those luxuries. The fact that I can function normally in society is a blessing, and if you are functioning normally in society, take it as a blessing, because there's a lot of people out in the world that aren't. Here's another one, I'm gonna cry. I am so thankful for Mike's family. I can't even say it without crying. When I first met Mike, and I first met his mom, and I'm hoping to have her on the channel in the future, but when I first met her, the first time I met her, never knew this woman. in my whole life. And we went up to her house, and as we were leaving, she reached out and she put her hand on my face and she like kissed the side of my face and she said, "I love you." Blown away. You want to talk about being blown away? That moment. His whole family is the most caring, supportive, funny group of people I have ever met, and I have never fit so perfectly into somebody else's family without even trying than his. And I know I was supposed to meet Mike and be with Mike. Mike is just like my person. That I remember one of the first get-togethers that I had with them, and I just sat there and I looked around and something whispered within me and said, "This is where you're supposed to be." They mean more to me than they will ever know. The next one I wrote down is the online friends and connections that I've made in this past year. I have met some of the coolest people making this YouTube channel, and I consider them good friends. And whenever I want somebody to talk to, I know I have people I can reach out to. Whenever I want a good laugh, I have friends on the internet now that I can laugh with. It's honestly the best feeling in the world to know that like I'm creating these videos and trying to be entertaining in a way, but these certain people, where they may not watch every single video of mine, I know they have my back and I know they support me, and not only do I want them to succeed in their life, but they're returning the favor because they want me to succeed too. And I honestly think that that's like the best type of friendship you could ever have. I'm so thankful for all the connections that I've made on YouTube. So the last thing I put on my list for the things that I'm grateful for is one that I've never really given too much gratitude towards because I've never really thought about it until this like last year, and that is my extremely simple life. My life is not crazy, it's not grand, it's not like chaotic, it's like mid-tone. It's very Midwest vibes. I never really appreciated it until literally like these last couple of months out of this year, because I've always been a person who's wanted to strive for so much, and I wanted it so fast, and I wanted to accomplish things really young, and in my lifetime that just didn't happen. But the things that I currently do have, I am so happy that I have them now, because even though my life is very simple, it's super relatable to others. I just have to sit here and thank like my simple life because it's simple, but a lot of people don't have this type of simple life, and they unfortunately have to deal with things that I'll never have to deal with, and I feel really bad about that, but I'm very grateful that my life is the way it is. Okay, now the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. So now these are things that I've learned this past year. Number one, the biggest lesson I learned this past year is sometimes, and I wrote it down, I'm gonna read it. It says, sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. And then I put my job. So I've talked about this before, and I've talked about it in other videos, I think, and on social a little bit. So basically, I had gotten this position that I thought I really, really, really wanted. And whereas I liked the job, I didn't like the people running this company, and they treated a lot of people at that company like garbage, and they would deny it, and there was a lot of gaslighting, and I've always had an easy time with standing up for myself. If I don't like something, I'll say no. I don't have any problems with telling people like it is. And I also can relate to people and put myself in their shoes. But in this situation, I definitely learned how to really stand up for myself and let go of something that I thought that I really, really wanted. Where I am currently in my career, it's not the best title. I have met some amazing people at this place that I currently am at. The positive benefits of where I'm at now with my career is so much better and so much more mentally healthy than where I was. If there was anything I learned this spring, was it's gonna be okay, stand up for yourself, say no, this isn't right, and just let that go. I also learned this year that my mental health is like number one priority. So if I get myself in a situation and my mental health is just in the dirt, I come home, I'm crying all the time, I'm stressed out, I'm breaking out, my face is full of breakouts because I'm just super stressed about the job I'm going to, it's not worth it. I currently now take my mental health 100% top priority. And if I don't like something, I'm gonna say no. Or if I don't want to go to something, I'm gonna say no. The next thing I wrote down, persistence is the key to growth. I've had this YouTube channel for a long time. I think my first upload was back in like 2008 or 2009. And I randomly would upload videos, but I wasn't persistent and I wasn't consistent with it. But this last year, I was so consistent and so persistent with uploading a video once a week. And guys, that was so hard. I cannot tell you how hard it was for me in the beginning to upload one video a week. And I did that for like, I think 6 months or 7 months. And now I upload 2 videos a week. And now I literally just did 12 days back to back. Were they all 10 minutes long or whatever? No, but they were long enough and entertaining enough. I have never persistently uploaded on a schedule like that ever on YouTube. That can kind of correlate back into the making memories and like just capturing moments that a picture never could. And I'm just like so glad I stuck with it, and I'm just so proud of myself for doing that, and that I learned if you keep doing something positive will come out of it. Something will happen. Another thing I learned this past year is to not be afraid to be yourself 100%. In one of the past videos, I talked about when I went to the Starbucks drive-thru, I talked about how I always feel like I don't relate with anybody my age, and that I don't relate just with people in general, which sounds really weird. My dreams and goals are so different than anybody that I personally know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has different goals and dreams, and there's nothing wrong with everybody else's, but I've always felt like when I tell people like what I want to accomplish and like what I want to do in my life, they tell me, not that they tell me like that it's a bad thing, but I do get looks and scoffs, and it's just very odd. Literally, like within like the last month, I've definitely learned that it's okay to be myself 100%, because I knew who I was. Like these past couple of years, I knew who I was, but like now I really know who I am, and I really know like where I'm going, and like I'm starting to learn about like what my purpose is in the world and like what makes me like truly happy. I'm just so glad that I went through certain lessons to honestly realize that. Another thing that I learned this year was, even though my content doesn't get hundreds of views, to not put my self-worth in my content. When I create something, and this is something I'm still working on, and I'm definitely learning it, but when I create something, it can be a video, it could be a painting, it could be anything art related. When I create something, I put my whole heart into it. I put my whole being into it. I put so much effort into something because I'm definitely a person that like is a hype train. So like I will hype you up. Like I'll go on the internet and like randomly comment on random people's stuff, just telling them how amazing they are and like how great they are and blah, 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 blah. What I've learned currently and like within the past couple of months is that it's okay that like you are the way you are. It's okay that you tell people how great they are, and it's okay that you're creating and you're putting all your effort and whole heart into certain things. And it's also okay to know that people aren't like me. Like there's nobody else on this earth that's like me. You just need to let that go. You have to be your own hype train because not everybody is going to give you the validation when you want it. So that was the last thing that I wrote, and next year I'm going to do this exact same thing, and I'm going to look back at the year and say basically like the same thing and just keep a diary, because I wish I would have done this a long time ago. You know, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago, but I think I needed to grow up a little bit and learn certain lessons before that. I'm extremely grateful and happy where I am currently, and I'm so happy that you decided to watch this video and you've made it to the end. I'm still gonna upload content for the rest of December. I know I said I was gonna take a break. I just can't. I'm so happy when I'm creating, and again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for following me, and I will see you guys in the next one.